Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Oderi. I want us to discuss common sense animal husbandry and ranching. It breaks my heart every day, every year, year on year, for how many decades now? We are here in Nigeria, communities are being sacked, farmlands are being destroyed by itinerant, open grazing, animal husbandry practices, archaic and primitive animal husbandry practices that only bring chaos, death, and misery to the people. One thing that shocks me, there's always a tendency for the federal government to always delve into this, either they are planning Ruga or they are planning whatnot. But one thing that baffles me and still shocks me, by the reason of the constitutional provision, Land Use Act, every inch of the land belongs to the states. The federal government have no control of the land. The only place where the federal government has control is just some few meters, near coastal areas. But 99% of the landmass in Nigeria are under the control of the executive governors of the 36 states of the federation. Now, look at the whole world and look at what is done in other places. Let's take a few examples. In Ethiopia has a landmass of 1.1 million square kilometers. Nigeria has 923,000 square kilometers. The difference is not much. Population of 1.8 million people. Nigeria has 220 million estimated. Ethiopia has 68 million cows. 68 million. Their cow population, 68 million. You will never hear, herdsmen invaded farmers' land in Ethiopia. They butchered communities, they burnt their communities, they did this, they did that. Ethiopian animal husbandry is done under what they call a guided agro-pastoral arrangement, where pastoralists co-locate with farmers. Netherlands, they have just small landmass. Netherlands is as small as KB. It's smaller than KB. Netherlands is as small as Benue. It's as big as Benue State. Netherlands has 1.6 million cows, ranched in 18,360 dairy centers under the same scheme. Botswana has more cow population than human beings living in Botswana. 2.8 million cows against a population of 2.4 million people. In fact, it's one of their major economic booster. In Botswana, every car has a chip. Either the chip is embedded in the ear or in the tail or any hidden place. The place where the chip is embedded is only known to the cow owner. The cow population in Botswana is known because there's a regulatory body. The owners of cows are allowed to there is a central digital arrangement where the chips are put on the cows. You can't even rustle the cows in Botswana because even before you butcher the cows in Abattoir, they will have to find out the chips on the cow and who owns it. In fact, the chips will even track where the cow is. Real time, on time, the same way you track your cars. So issues of cow rustling in Botswana does not exist. And yet, the same agro-pastoral arrangements. Look at Brazil. Cow population of 238 million. Yet, you don't see these issues of herdsmen invading the farms of farmers, chasing away indigenous people, burning, and nobody is doing anything about it. Look at Nigeria. We don't even know the cow population that we have. The estimate is 19 million. By normal agro practice, to be able to cater for 19 million cows will require nothing less than 19 to 38 million acres of land. Those who are into animal husbandry will tell you it requires an acre to 2 acres of land to be able to cater for one cow. So to be able to, if truly we have 19 million cows, to be able to cater for the 19 million cow population will require about 19 million to 38 million acres of land. Roughly 19 million hectares of land. 19 million hectares of land if our cow population is 19.5 to 20 million like it is being projected. The whole of the southeast, the land mass in the whole of the southeast is 2.8 million hectares, which is not even up to 10% of what is required to ranch the cow population in Nigeria. Yet, in the southwest, the whole land mass in the southwest is about 19 million hectares, which is not even enough to ranch. If the whole of the southwest is converted into a ranching field, no human being every human being eliminated, it will not be enough to even ranch half of the cow population in Nigeria. Sambisa forest is estimated to be over 6 million hectares of rich vegetation, enough vegetation to take care of a third of the of at least half of the cow population in Nigeria. Yet nobody is talking about ranching or an agro-pastoral arrangement that sorts out this matter. So basically, what we expected these governors to do, if they are really, really serious, if they are sincere, every governor must have to stand their ground. A sincere governor will have to put a ban on open grazing. Anybody who wants his cow to graze must provide grazing food. You must use your money to. There's not even land anywhere for this kind of madness. The North has a landmass of 64 million hectares. Enough for any serious governments at the state level to create ranches to take care of the animal population. South Africa does almost about 1 to 1.9 million tons of beef. They even import from other neighboring countries. They butcher it, they prepare it, they sell it, they export. In fact, the South Africans export over 60,000 tons of halal compliant beef to the Middle East, and they earn over $343 million annually from it. We earn nothing in Nigeria except debt, misery. Is it not? Why are the governors in Nigeria not thinking straight? I expect the governors in the southeast. In the southeast, we have 95 local government areas. The animal husbandry is not the preserve of any ethnic nationality. Nigeria is not even among the top 10 cow-producing, cow-rearing countries. Yet, all the miseries, all the wars, all the carnage, all the destruction associated with this cow pen in Nigeria is something I cannot explain. What I expect the governors to do under what we call the missions, community, diaspora, private partnership, private public arrangement. In fact, the third biggest rancher in Nigeria is an Igbo man, G National Ranch, Chief Kofi Udara. The man is not only a rancher, he's a rancher who understands the whole value chain. He's into tannery production. He exports his leather. And we've talked, I've been in talks with one of the biggest ranching groups in Israel. We were able to bring them together with G National Ranch. What I expect the governors of the Southeast to do. We have 95 local government areas. To do 1,100 cows in a space will require about 1,000 to 2,000 acres of land. Under this private-public partnership arrangement, G National Ranch and elsewhere, we go to the local governments. If, for example, in Malkigo local government area, we look at adjoining communities that can provide up to 1,000 to 2,000 acres of land. These communities, this is their land. They are not taking it from them. A special purpose vehicle will be established to set up a ranch, an agro-pastoral ranch of 1,100 cows, 1,000 milking cows, and 1,000 bulls. Will require about $10 to $15 million. G National Ranch and elsewhere Tel Aviv will provide the Frisian and Holstein species of the cows that are required. They will provide all the milking parlor and the equipment. The communities put together by the local government chairman, who is autonomous, will value their land. The local government chairman can fence it for them and value the cost of the fence and infrastructure, the industrial borehole, and as part of their cost contribution to the SPV, Special Purpose Investment Vehicle. Under this special arrangement, hostels will be built in such centers. The only people that will work there are people from those host communities. They are the people that will be recruited to work there. The agro rangers that will man those centers will be people donated, not contributed by government to. The people will sit down among themselves and nominate, because every community knows the good, the bad, and ugly. Nominate their sons, 100 of their sons or 200 of their sons, who will act as agro rangers, who will be trained, licensed by the National Security Advisor, and equipped, properly equipped and armed to protect that enclave. Can I tell you something? If we put this arrangement in place, within the next 4-5 years, we will have a cow population of over 1 million cows in the southeast of Nigeria. Not kwashiorkor cows, cows that are able to produce about 20 liters of milk every day. So when you have 1,100 cows in such an organized arrangement in every local government area, we have 104,500 cows as a beginner. This 1,500 cows is 1,000 milking cows. The milking cows alone will give us nothing less than 3 million liters of milk every year. That is the starter. Now, what it simply means, when this is done, every state can do their own. Even out of local government, they can do their own separate. But it's better for them to do it under the Southeast Development Commission, the SEDC that we have now. SEDC, Mark Okoye, Barrister Wogu, the chairman. I'm talking to you guys directly. Search out the promoter of G National Ranch, Chief Kofi Udara, the man Ojuku correlated the Mwadikende. Search him out. I will give you guys the contact of the Israeli group. He can bring them along that he's working with. We can do this. It is part of your development agenda. Set it as number 1. When we do this, from each of those clusters, those land, 2,000 acres will be used to produce things like sorghum, other cereals, maize. The maize and other vegetables there will be locally sold and exported. The silk and the stalk and the stem of the cow and then will now be treated with the moringa and other things to produce quality feed for the cows. Then those coming from Kaura and Moda, from Timbuktu, who wants to bring their cow to sell in the southeast, when they come, as they enter into a local government area, they will drive their cow truck to those centers where they will be biometrically captured. Then they will give them hostels where they will stay, give them feedlot where they will feed their cows, and they will pay for it. When they are finished selling their cow, they will take their truck back to where they are coming from. You ban open grazing. I don't allow any cow, any goat, any sheep to graze anywhere along the road or any farm. Traditionally, Ndibo does not do open grazing. Where I come from, if your goat is seen, if you allow your goat to escape your pen and your goat enters anybody's farm, the person has the right to slaughter that goat and it do soup for people that want to eat. So people are always careful not to do it. Or if they arrest it, you will pay any penalty. It's the issue where terrorists, hiding as headers, will sling AK-47, move their cows into people's farm, rape their wives, burn their communities, kill their children, slaughter their own animals, harvest their cassava, and feed the cows. Is not acceptable. It's primitive, it's archaic, it's satanic, and it must stop. And the governors must muster the political will. When a governor, beyond stupid and silly politics, decide to do what is right, and one governor enforces it and apply this scientific way, every other person will follow suit. What I've explained now, what is so difficult about this? I am giving out information pro bono. I am giving out information. Say, G National Ranch is owned by Chief Kofi Udara. He's a massive rancher with deep knowledge. He's also the one that owns Western Leathers. You understand the whole value chain. Over 35 years experience. The Israelis are willing to partner with us. We can easily raise the funding. All that we require. There should always be government key interest here. Because the scheme is to be executed under this dynamic creative architecture. Missions, communities, diasporas, private-public partnership arrangement. The only way the government comes in is to be able to coordinate the town unions, to do geographical GIS survey, where the communities will donate their land, not free of charge. The land belongs to them. We will value the land. The value of the land is the equity contribution to that SPV. In such a way, they have absolute control of who enters and who leaves their land. We need to end this madness. I don't know why it is difficult for the governors to do this. What I've just explained now is something that can give us between $2 to $3 billion annually from the Southeast across the value chain and create thousands of jobs. God have mercy on us and give us leaders who are altruistic, who are responsible, who are responsive, and who are honest enough to do the right things. In Jesus' name, amen.